The July Revolution in Bangladesh marks a turning point in the nation's recent political history. A chapter defined not only by mass protests and bustling street demonstrations, but also, crucially, by the indomitable force of digital activism. Long before tens of thousands gathered in city squares demanding justice, reform, and accountability, the first tremors of this movement rippled quietly through a different terrain altogether. The screens of smartphones and computers, where Bangladeshi netizens orchestrated a decentralized uprising. To understand the scale and impact of the July Revolution, one must first explore the vital role played by social media and its users. In an era defined by digital connectivity, activism has found new tools, and in Bangladesh, these tools proved transformative. Platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and WhatsApp were not merely channels for sharing opinions. They became the backbone of the resistance, empowering ordinary citizens to act collectively and with unprecedented speed. Rapid mobilization, born from this digital environment, became a defining feature of the movement. With the click of a finger, activists shared meeting points, protest strategies, and urgent calls to action across networks spanning cities, neighborhoods, and eventually, continents. No longer was organization limited to clandestine meetings or whispers in dorm rooms. Here, entire rallies materialized in hours in response to calls shared online. Protesters adapted in real time, countering roadblocks or state-imposed curfews by instantly updating routes and plans through their devices. In this way, the physical and digital spheres operated in seamless tandem, fueling an agile and coordinated mass movement. This rapid mobilization was especially critical in the face of severe censorship imposed on traditional media channels. Bangladesh, at the time, was marked by an environment where press freedom was increasingly compromised. Under the Awami League government, mainstream journalism faced tight control. Dissenting voices struggled to reach a broad audience, their narratives often stifled, edited, or simply ignored. What the state sought to obscure, however, social media laid bare. Arrests, abuses of power, and the realities of protest life all found their way to millions through unfiltered streams and raw footage posted online. For the first time, the public witnessed events as they unfolded, circumventing the gatekeepers of state-approved narratives. Indeed, the power of viral awareness was perhaps the movement's most potent weapon. During pivotal moments, images of peaceful students beaten by riot police and videos showing the courage and desperation of demonstrators ricocheted across the internet, often within seconds. These visuals did more than inform. They galvanized. Outrage turned to resolve, fear to action. Injustice could no longer hide behind official statements or sanitized summaries. The truth, documented and distributed by countless amateur journalists and activists, was impossible to ignore. Reactions were swift and visceral, both at home and abroad. Outside Bangladesh, the diaspora, scattered across the globe, watched, shared, and rallied to the cause. Across time zones, Bangladeshis abroad lit up Twitter feeds and Facebook comment sections, amplifying the struggles of those on the ground. Hashtags promoting justice reverberated internationally. The world's gaze was drawn to Dhaka and Chittagong through trending topics and the advocacy of international human rights organizations. Digital solidarity translated into real consequences. Statements from global NGOs, coverage by international media, and mounting diplomatic pressure on the Bangladeshi government to heed the demands of its citizens. This interconnected network of solidarity proved vital, as it insulated protesters from the traditional strategies of suppression. In earlier eras, repressive regimes often relied on the speed of suppression outpacing the spread of information. But now, every attempt at silencing dissent only fueled further outrage, as accounts of abuse went viral, unleashing waves of digital solidarity and mobilization in response. The government found it increasingly difficult to cover its tracks in a world where everyone held a camera, and every injustice had the potential to trend globally. It is crucial to consider, could such a movement have erupted, or even survived, without the infrastructure provided by social media? The answer seems clear. Historically, Bangladesh has witnessed waves of discontent, from anti-autocracy uprisings to student movements seeking better governance. These earlier rebellions often moved laboriously, their messages fragmented, their reach limited. Without the amplification offered by digital platforms, oppositional energy fizzled under the weight of state control or internal discord. Conventional organizing, while brave, faced significant obstacles: risks of surveillance, infiltration, and logistical choke points. The July Revolution was different. Social media not only broadcast the call to action, it bound disparate grievances together into a coherent whole. It sparked a sense of shared purpose among youths, workers, and civil society alike. More than just a tool, it provided a lifeline, a means to connect, commune, and confront power even, or especially, when every other avenue was closed. Moreover, the universal accessibility of social media democratized the role of activism itself. Leadership emanated not solely from established figures, but from thousands of impassioned individuals, each able to contribute, to shape the narrative, to instigate debate or offer support. In comment threads and chat groups, strategies flourished, myths were questioned, and communities were forged. The distinction between participant and observer eroded. Everyone with a signal became a stakeholder in the movement's fate. What remains so striking about the July Revolution is not merely its breadth, but its resilience. Crackdowns came in many forms: internet throttling, arrests of prominent activists, waves of digital propaganda. Yet the movement adapted. When one platform was silenced, others sprang to life. Protesters migrated, innovated, and refused to disappear. The government could attempt to control the message, but it could not erase the truth once it was etched into the collective memory online. Social media activism, therefore, was no accident of circumstance. It was the inevitable response to a society hungering for change and denied outlets for honest expression. By creating a vast, responsive, and emotionally charged public square, Bangladeshi netizens redefined what it means to protest in the 21st century. Their activism did not merely support the July Revolution, it sustained it, protected it, and ultimately pushed its ideas far beyond Bangladesh's borders. The legacy of this moment will endure not only in the annals of political history, but in the minds of everyday citizens who learned that their voices, amplified by technology and solidarity, truly held the power to shake the foundations of authority. Indeed, in the digital age, a revolution may be sparked in the streets, but it is fought and often won online. Thank you for being a part of our journey. Your support means everything to us. If you've enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you never miss an update. By joining our community, you help us grow and bring even more exciting content your way. Stay tuned for future videos packed with valuable information. And remember, your engagement keeps us inspired to create. Thank you for watching.